Hello and welcome to my channel, The Curious Coder. This video is part of my design patterns playlist, and today we are going to talk about abstract factory design pattern. It is a design pattern which provides an interface for creating families of objects without specifying their concrete classes. Basically, it is an enhancement over the factory pattern where instead of a single factory creating all the objects, we use a factory of factories to create related groups of objects. Now, yes, it's a little confusing in the beginning. So let me show you some examples and let's try to understand this with actual code implementation. In the previous video, we were building a food delivery application which needed some notification system, and we implemented that notification system using the factory design pattern. So let me quickly give you a brief of that. It's very simple. What we did was we had two different classes, an email notification and an SMS notification. Okay, so the first thing that I did was I added an abstraction over these classes. Alright, so basically I introduced an interface notification, and both these classes have to implement this interface and provide their own implementation. Okay, now we had two different clients. We had a delivery service and we had an order service. Okay, so now both these clients actually want to send some kind of notifications. But you can see that we didn't create the objects of these classes directly over here. Okay, these email notification as well as SMS notification, we have not created their objects directly over here. Okay, instead we have used something called notification factory. Okay, so basically it was a class that we created. Inside this notification factory, we have all the logic to create the object. Okay, so that is what factory pattern says, that the object creation logic should be in a separate class. It should not be written inside the clients. Okay, that was the basic summary of the factory design pattern. Okay, so what it does is that it takes a type, and based on this type, it returns that whether it's an email notification or whether it's an SMS notification. Okay, and the client can just simply call this method and they can pass on the type and they will get that respective object. Okay, so like delivery service wanted an email, so they got an email notification, and this order service, they wanted SMS, so they got a SMS notification. Okay, so this is how it works. Now, what are the benefits of it? See, we created a centralized place to have the object creation logic. Okay, so now any client can come and they can just simply fetch the object whichever they want. Okay, so there is no repetitive code. Any client can come and they don't have to write that code themselves. We have a centralized code over here and they can just simply use it. Okay, so that's the main benefit. And also you can see that there is no tight coupling because this type has been sent by the client, and based on that it could be either email or SMS. Okay, so we are not tightly coupled with any of the concrete classes. Okay, based on the type it could be any of them. So client decides which object it wants. Okay, so these were the benefits. Now before moving towards the abstract factory pattern, there is one more important pattern in between, factory method pattern. Yes, there are actually three things: simple factory, factory method, and abstract factory. So far, the code that we have seen is actually simple factory. So then what is factory method pattern? Factory method pattern defines an interface for creating objects and allows subclasses to decide which concrete object to create. In simple words, instead of creating objects directly using new, we delegate object creation to child factory classes. Alright, so let me show you. So in the simple factory, what we have done is that we have written all the object creation logic inside this class notification factory. Okay, and how are we doing that? We are just adding if else conditions, and that is how we are just returning these objects. Okay, but right now we only have two type of notification, but let's say in future we have multiple different classes. Okay, so then we'll have to add more conditions and eventually this class will become huge. Okay, so it will break the single responsibility principle. Alright, because this code will eventually become overcrowded and we have many if else conditions. Okay, so the factory method says that we should create this class as an interface And for every type of notification, we should have different implementing classes. Okay, that is what factory method pattern says. Alright, so let's do it like that. I'll just simply change it to an interface, and we can simply have a method that returns a notification, and we can say create notification. Okay, so we'll not take any type. I will just simply leave an abstract method over here. I'll remove all this logic, and we can have two different classes implementing this factory. Okay, so let's say I call one class as email factory, implements notification factory. Okay, it will just implement this method. And similarly, we can also have SMS factory. Okay, so we will just return the SMS notification object from here, and from this email factory I will return email notification. Okay, so this is what factory method means, that this notification factory is also an interface, and there are two different factories actually implementing it. Okay, and they return their respective object. All right, so I will have to make changes in the client as well. In this delivery service, now I don't have any abstract method, so I will just simply create notification factory object like this. Let's say I want email, so I'll take an email factory, and using this factory I will call the using this factory I will actually create notification like this. Okay, so this will return me a notification object, and I will just extract it in a variable. Using this notification I will call the send method. Okay, so now this is how we will do the implementation. Okay, so if we need an email type, so then we'll create an object of email factory. And similarly in this order service, let's say I just simply need a factory which is of the type SMS. Okay, so I will take new SMS factory. Now using this factory I can create notification, and then this will return me an object of notification. Okay, using this I will call notification.send. Alright, so you will see that this create notification has two different implementations, and since this one is an object of SMS factory, so it will actually give me this object. Okay, return me new SMS notification. Okay, and using that I called the send method. Okay, so let me just run my code. Great, so you can see sending SMS and sending email. Okay, now from this point it's very simple to take this pattern to the abstract factory pattern. Okay, and then it will be much clearer to you that why exactly did we changed it into two different classes. Okay, why did we actually make factory of factories? All right, so let's say that as of now we only have notification, so we can consider it as our product. Okay, we have a product notification, but let's say I have a different product, and that is template. Okay, like we have different types of notification. Similarly, we have different types of templates. Okay, like an email template or an SMS template. Okay, so for that I will have to create one more interface, template. Let's say it has a method void format, and it also has two different classes. Okay, two different child classes. So let me just create them. We have email template, which implements this template. Alright, so we can just print system.out.print formatting email. Okay, similarly I'll just create another class which will be SMS template. Okay, so this will be formatting SMS. Okay, so like notification, now we have one more product which is template, and this interface also has two different implementations. Okay, so you can consider it like this, that we have two different products and we have two different families. We have an email family and we have an SMS family. Okay, inside the email family we have two classes. We have email notification as well as we have email template. Okay, email template and email notification. Similarly, inside this inside the SMS family we have SMS notification and SMS template. Okay, this is how you have to visualize it. Okay, so when we have families of products or families of objects, at that point of time, abstract factory pattern actually comes very handy. Okay, it comes into use. Okay, so I'll show you. Because we created two different interfaces for this factory, we had this email factory and we had the SMS factory. So now it's very easy for us to actually plug and play the template thing. Okay, because here I can just add another method. Okay, first let me add in the factory. I will just add template and I can add create template like this. Okay, so in the email factory, I can simply implement this method. Let me implement it like this, create template, and from here I can return the email template because this is the class for the email factory. Okay, for the email family. All right. Similarly, in the SMS factory, okay, where is the SMS factory? Yeah, here again we can implement this method, which is create template, and here I can return new SMS template. Okay, so because I have divided this factory into two different factories, so now I'm able to add different products if I want to. Okay, so in future, if we want to add one more product, we can simply do it because our factory logic was already divided. Okay, so whenever we get a chance to divide our factory into two different families, then we should do that and we should be using the abstract factory pattern. Okay, so this is what abstract factory pattern is. It's similar to factory method only. The thing is that generally we use this pattern when multiple products are there. Okay, that is the only difference. Okay, but the crux is this much only, that the base for this abstract factory pattern is actually the factory method pattern. Okay, so let me just complete the code. We will also make changes in the client. So using this, I will just fetch the factory. So we have factory.create notification. Similarly, I can get the factory.create template. Okay, and this will return me the template. All right, using this template, I can call template.format. Similarly, in the order service also, I will use factory.create template, and this will return me a template. And using this template, I can just simply call template.format. Okay, let me run my project. Great. So sending SMS, formatting SMS, sending email, formatting email. Okay, so basically we divided our code into two different families and we had two different products. So that is where the best pattern that we can use is the abstract factory pattern. All right, so this is it. This was all about abstract factory pattern. I hope this video was helpful. For more such content, please follow my channel, The Curious Coder.